Hi everyone, I am here with another video on Tech Mahindra coding questions. So this question has been asked in the year 2021 and this is an interesting coding question. The question goes like this. Find nth character in the decrypted string. So let us try to understand the problem statement. An encrypted text is given where every character in the text is followed by its frequency. So what will be given to us? An encrypted text. Let us call this as ES. Encrypted text is given where each and every character in the text is followed by its frequency. So that means if the text is like this A2, so what does this mean? A is the character followed by its frequency. Frequency is nothing but the number of occurrences of the character. So we have to understand this like AA. Write a function to decrypt the given text and find the nth character. So when an encrypted text is given, you have to write a function to decrypt the given text and find the nth character in it. So for this one, we have to assume one based indexing. That means the index should be considered from 1 rather than 0. Now, let us quickly jump to the example. There is one example given like A2, B1, C2. So this is the encrypted text or encrypted string. I am calling that as ES. So A2 means we have to understand this like AA. A occurs for 2 times. B occurs for 1 time. C2 means C occurs for 2 times. So this is nothing but the decrypted text. To generate this decrypted text, we have to write a function. Then after generating the decrypted text, what we need to do? We have to find the nth character in it. So for example, 5, n is 5. So what is the nth character in this decrypted string? C. The answer is C. Okay. So this is how we have to understand the problem. Then let us go to the details further. The constraints given are frequency of the characters will be always lesser than or equal to 9. That means we can find only a single digit after every character. Next, when there is no nth character, print -1. So when nth character is not there, for example, here nth character is there available. Suppose if n is given as some 7 or 8 here, let us assume n equal to 7. So what is the size of this decrypted string? This is 5. Can we get this 7th character? No. In such cases, what we need to print? -1. Next, what is the input format? So the input is to be read from the standard input. The first line contains encrypted string. First line contains encrypted string. So like this one, A2, B1, C2 here. The second line contains n. Second line is n. Then what is the output format? Print nth character to standard output. You see? So in this example, the nth character is C. That is to be printed onto the screen. If such nth character cannot be found, that means if the 10th position is not available, then what is to be written? -1. You see this example. Here they are asking to give 8th character, which is not possible. So in that case, what is to be written? -1. Okay. So this is the problem statement given. I hope you understood the problem statement. Let us devise the solution. I am going to write Python code for this one. So for this, in Python, we have certain flexibilities like a string can be repeated for n times by using this multiplication operator. A string can be repeated for certain number of times using multiplication operator. That flexibility is there in Python. I am going to use that. So if you are not going to use that flexibility, we have to write one more for statement. Okay. So let us see how to write code for that. First, let us devise some steps for that. Then we will start writing code. The first thing, read encrypted string. What is the first step? Read encrypted string or encrypted text. Next, second step is read n. the position of the character we need to find out. Next, third step, you assume one decrypted string ds which is initially empty. Okay, we have to construct this one either by writing a function or by writing sequential code like this. As they have mentioned write a function, I will be writing function, but the same logic will be put in function. Next, you run a for loop for each character in ds. Sorry, not ds. For each character in encrypted string. Our input is encrypted string. For each character in encrypted string, what you need to do? If it is alpha, if char is alpha, that means if it is an alphabet, you store this in some variable, c equal to char. You keep it in variable and wait. If it is not alphabet, definitely it is going to be an integer, which tells the frequency of the previous character. So in that case, what you need to do is, ds is ds plus c is the previous character multiplied by the current integer. That will be in string form. You have to convert it to integer, int char. Now what will happen? This character will be repeated for that many number of times, frequency number of times, and that gets added to the ds, and it happens gradually, and by the end of this loop, this ds will contain the decrypted string. Now we are ready with the decrypted string. Now let us consider this n. If n is greater than len of ds, we can't do anything. Why? Because it is crossing the length of the decrypted string. We can't produce that nth character. So in that case, what we need to do? Print -1 or return -1. Else, what we need to do? Print ds of n-1. So we know that the characters in string can be fetched by using this square bracket through index. Okay, so this is the logic. So what is that I am doing here? What is the first step? Read encrypted string, read the number, I mean the position of the character which we have to produce. Then construct this decrypted string gradually. Initially assume that as empty. Then for each character in the encrypted string, if it is an alphabet, put it aside. If it is an integer, definitely that is the frequency of the previous character. So, and this happens alternatively. If it is not alphabet, definitely that would be the frequency. There will be no other character available in the input. That is for sure. Next, if n is greater than length of the decrypted string, print -1, else print ds of n-1. So this is the logic. So now let us attempt to write the code for this logic. I am going to implement this logic in Python. So what is the first step? We have to read encrypted string. Let me consider es equal to input. This is string only. I need not do any other conversions. Es equal to input. Then n. This is integer. Next, I will be considering ds, decrypted string. Okay, so one thing we must remember here is they have asked us to write a function. Sometimes they will give function template and we have to fill that one. So it is better to write in the form of function. There will be no much difference here. So I will be naming this function like nth char. I will put these statements es equal to input, n equal to input into driver code. So let me name this as driver code. I will be writing function first and then I will come back to this driver code. Nth character, this is the string. One string will be given as input and n will be given as another input. Okay. Now we have to do all this logic. So we have to construct a decrypted string. So let me call that as ds equal to empty initially for I in S. What will be there in S? S will contain the encrypted string. For I in S, if I dot is alpha. This is the built-in method in Python strings, is alpha. What does it will do? What does this do? It will check whether the given character is alphabet or not. If it is alphabet, it returns true, otherwise false. If I dot is alpha, then you take one intermediate variable c and hold this I for a while. Else, if it is not alphabet, definitely it is the number. Number of what? Frequency of the previous character. That previous character is stored in C. Now we have to repeat that character. ds equal to ds plus C multiplied by, this is not number multiplication. When there is one operand as a string, this will repeat that string for that many number of times. Int I. So this will repeat the character C and that is attached to ds. So after this for loop, this ds is built. Now ds is ready. I mean decrypted string is ready. Now we will check if n greater than len of ds. So what does this len function will do? It will find the length of the given string. So if it is greater than that one, we can't do anything, return -1. Else, what we need to return? Return ds of n minus 1. Okay. Next. So the function is over. Let us focus on driver code. In driver code, we will read the input and we will call the function and we will produce the output. So the input is encrypted string and n. Now let us call the function. What is the name of the function? Nth char. Nth char es comma n. So this will return either character or -1. This is to be printed onto the screen. So let us add this print statement here. Yes. Okay, so if you want to have this clear code, please pause the screen and have the code. Now let us run the code. So what is the input they have given? A2 B1 C2, one input. A2 B1 C2 is one input, and 5 is n. Then we are getting C. Yes, we are getting the output as per the expectation. Let me run the code again and give another input. Another example is A1 B2 C3. A1 B2 C3. What is the n value? 8. We must get -1. Yes, it is working perfect. And this is the code to find the nth character. Here I wrote one function which returns either the character or -1 depending on n value and the decrypted string. So the construction of this decrypted string is very interesting, and in Python it is a lot more easier because of this repetition of strings with the help of this multiplication operator. Okay, so I hope you understood the code. If you have liked the content, please subscribe, share it among your friends and like the video. Thank you.